Imagine walking through a rainforest and hearing branches snap, only to see a massive shadow move in the trees. Or looking up at the night sky and spotting wings so large they block out the stars. For centuries, people around the world have reported encounters with animals science insists are extinct. From ancient birds taller than a house to lizards the size of cars, these stories blur the line between myth and reality. And here's the fascinating part. Declaring a species extinct isn't always as certain as we think. With over 80% of Earth's oceans still unexplored and vast jungles humans have barely entered, how can we truly know what's gone for good? Today, we're counting down 7 extinct animals that just might still be alive. Some are creatures you've heard of. Others will take you completely by surprise. Stick around. Number 1 could change the way you think about extinction forever. 7. Nandi bear, Africa's night hunter. We begin our countdown in East Africa with the mysterious Nandi bear. Local tribes describe it as a muscular, terrifying predator, part bear, part hyena, sometimes even compared to a massive baboon. Witnesses claim it hunts livestock at night, tearing through fences, leaving deep claw marks, and vanishing without a trace. What makes it so strange? Africa has no native bears, yet stories of this beast go back over a century, recorded by explorers, farmers, and colonists. Some scientists suggest it could be a surviving short-faced bear, a massive prehistoric carnivore believed to have died out thousands of years ago. Others think it might be an undiscovered species of giant hyena. Even today, locals in Kenya and Uganda still whisper about it. Farmers talk of livestock mutilations, and hunters claim to have heard guttural growls in the dead of night. Could the Nandi bear be a living relic of a forgotten predator, or simply folklore shaped by fear? 6. Megalania, Australia's giant lizard. At number 6, we move to Australia, and one of the largest lizards to ever walk the earth, Megalania. This prehistoric reptile could reach lengths over 20 feet and weigh more than 1,000 pounds, making it a true apex predator. Closely related to the Komodo dragon, it likely hunted giant marsupials and delivered venomous bites that paralyzed its prey. Although it supposedly vanished around 50,000 years ago, stories from Aboriginal Australians speak of massive, dragon-like reptiles lurking in the outback. Hunters in Queensland have even reported seeing giant lizards as recently as the 1970s, creatures too large to be mistaken for known species. And let's not forget, Australia's interior is vast, with endless stretches of wilderness still untouched by people. If anywhere could conceal a surviving Megalania, it's there. Imagine walking through the Australian bush, hearing rustling in the scrub, and realizing you might not be alone, but standing near one of the largest lizards in history. 5. Mammoth, the Ice Age icon. Number 5 brings us to one of the most famous extinct animals, the woolly mammoth. These massive relatives of elephants once roamed the icy tundras of Europe, Asia, and North America. Standing 13 feet tall and weighing up to 22,000 pounds, they were built to survive the Ice Age with thick fur and enormous curved tusks. Most populations disappeared around 10,000 years ago. But here's the shocking part. A small group survived on Wrangel Island in the Arctic until just 4,000 years ago, meaning mammoths were alive while humans in Egypt were building the pyramids. Frozen carcasses found in Siberia are so well preserved that scientists are now using their DNA to attempt a de-extinction project. Some even believe isolated populations could still exist in remote Siberia, where hunters have reported seeing shaggy, elephant-like creatures trudging through snow. Whether through survival or scientific revival, the mammoth might just be the most likely candidate to walk the earth again. 4. Mokele-mbembe, the living dinosaur? Now for number 4, a creature straight out of prehistory. Deep in the Congo Basin, tribes speak of Mokele-mbembe, which translates to the one who stops the flow of rivers. Descriptions match that of a sauropod dinosaur, a massive reptile with a long neck, bulky body, and whip-like tail. Reports date back over 100 years, with explorers and missionaries writing about enormous, river-dwelling animals capsizing boats and leaving behind unusual tracks. Expeditions in the 20th century searched the swamps, but found no conclusive evidence. Skeptics say it's nothing more than hippos, crocodiles, or folklore. But the consistency of the stories, generation after generation, is what keeps the mystery alive. Could a dinosaur really survive in one of the most impenetrable jungles on Earth? Until the Congo is fully explored, that question remains open. 3. Moa, New Zealand's lost giant bird. At number 3 is the moa, a colossal bird native to New Zealand. Unlike ostriches or emus, moas had no wings at all, not even tiny stubs. Some species stood up to 12 feet tall, feeding on plants with their long necks and powerful beaks. When Polynesian settlers arrived around 1300 CE, they hunted moa relentlessly and cleared much of their forest habitat. Within just a few centuries, the birds were declared extinct. Yet even in the 20th century, farmers and hikers in New Zealand's South Island reported seeing enormous, wingless birds darting into the forest. Oversized footprints have also been discovered in remote valleys. New Zealand's wilderness is rugged and difficult to explore. Could a hidden population have survived unnoticed? If the moa were rediscovered today, it would be one of the most shocking comebacks in natural history. 2. Pterosaur, the sky phantom. At number 2, we look to the skies with the pterosaur, the first vertebrate capable of powered flight. These flying reptiles dominated the Mesozoic era, with wingspans stretching up to 35 feet. They vanished 66 million years ago, or so we think. In Papua New Guinea, locals tell stories of the ropen, a massive winged creature with a glowing tail, said to swoop down at night. In the American Southwest, eyewitnesses describe leathery wings gliding silently over deserts, sometimes linked to livestock disappearances. Could these reports be misidentified bats or birds? Maybe. But the sheer persistence of sightings across continents has fueled the belief that a relic population of pterosaurs may still soar over remote landscapes. Imagine looking up and realizing the shadow crossing the moon isn't a bird, but a creature from the age of dinosaurs. 1. Megatherium, the giant ground sloth. Finally, at number 1, Megatherium. This wasn't just a sloth, it was a prehistoric giant. At up to 20 feet long and nearly 9,000 pounds, it was one of the largest land mammals ever known. Fossils show that Megatherium lived across South America until about 10,000 years ago. But local legends in the Amazon speak of a creature called the mapinguari, described as a towering, foul-smelling beast that walks upright, topples trees, and produces terrifying roars. Expeditions into the rainforest have found broken vegetation, strange footprints, and eerie vocalizations. The Amazon is still one of the least explored places on Earth, vast enough to conceal something extraordinary. Could Megatherium still be lurking in the jungle? If so, it would be the ultimate reminder that extinction isn't always final. From terrifying predators to sky phantoms and ice age icons, these stories show us one thing: the line between myth and science is often thinner than we think. So, what do you believe? Are these just legends passed down through generations? Or proof that extinction isn't always the end? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed this countdown, and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of nature. Who knows? The next great discovery might already be out there, waiting.